It's always like, what's new, what's next, what's weird, what's crazy, what's fun, what's exciting. Whoa, what's in this beer, man?
Crazy, zany, and just, well, weird, but in a good way.
Imagine working at like Chicago O'Hare or some crazy airport when you got to direct beer, multiple different styles and flavors from multiple different directions, multiple different destinations.
To say Joe Short is a beer fanatic only begins to tell the story of his grit.
And when you look around at all this, I mean, back to that 22-year-old kid that started this from scratch, what would that 22-year-old kid be thinking right now?
I think that 22-year-old kid would probably be thinking like, this will never happen in my lifetime.
But it did. The 41-year-old owns one of the most successful breweries in the state of Michigan. It's all about the hype around hops. You can feel, smell, and hear it at their Elk Rapids, Michigan brewery. Joe Short was a kid who drank a lot of beer until one day he decided he wanted to be the one who makes it.
So you're 22 years old, you have this dream to become a brewer. How did that work? How did you bring it to life?
It was like now or never, the timing in the industry is right. I got a handful of people willing to write $10,000 checks. I got this old dilapidated hardware store in Bel Air, and everything to gain and nothing to lose.
He impressed enough people with deep pockets and a thirst for a good investment.
So this is where the magic happens.
Yeah, so this is the mill room. This is where we send a variety of crushed malted grains to the brew house.
He was armed with the same imagination, creative energy, and love for beer that he still has now.
Here we have wheat malt and caramel malt, which brings a little amber color to the mix.
He was committed to make magic out of malt.
Now's the time. Like if I'm gonna do this, I can fail and recover, right? I've got everything to gain, nothing to lose.
Today, Joe Short is the third largest producer of beer in Michigan, a state that ranks 6th in the nation for the number of breweries.
Come on, there's got to be a couple flops. What's the worst beer of all time?
Been a few that haven't met the mark. I would have to say probably OMG WTF BBQ. So the oh my god, what the heck barbecue. Probably not the greatest. I would say the next biggest failure would have been smoked apple ale. A little too much smoke in there. It kind of tastes like campfire.
The sparks hadn't ignited the fire just yet. There was trial and error on flavors. But there were other mistakes that gave Short some big scares. Brewing beer is a process, a complex one. One error and the whole batch is spoiled. Devastating when you're on a shoestring budget.
And I jumped up there, ripped a keg cap off, and I depressed the valve with my thumb, got beer all over my hand, licked it. I was like, God damn it! Like the whole truck was bad. We needed to unload, and this is when we didn't have any money, like probably one of 10 times that the company probably could have imploded.
But for this beer maker and overall troublemaker, failure was never an option.
For us to get noticed, we needed to kind of like stick our neck out there and basically to take beer where no beer has gone before.
Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
So you mentioned Willy Wonka. Tell me about all the Willy Wonka you have going on here.
You think about that song when Willy Wonka opens that gate, and it's like, oh, there's this whole new magical world that I never knew existed. Whether it was like the Black Cherry Porter, or the Spruce Pilsner, or the Abnormal Genius, or the Black Licorice Schlager.
The bizarre beer started to take off. In 2007, the malt, hops, and barley started to make some dough. The grand total one fine payday was $3,500. He took that cash and decided to invest in yet another extreme beer. Elk Rapids is where it's made. The nearby town of Bel Air is where the beer is sold. With a population of 1,000, it started to become crowded, all because of Joe. It became a destination for craft beer lovers all over the state.
You know, people would come into the pub, whether they're visiting or native, and the word started getting out. You know, crazy guy in northern Michigan is starting to disrupt the beer space. People got to check it out.
You walk into Shorts and it just feels zany. What are some of the more weird names that you've had for beer?
So, Lil Sticky, Puerto Rico, Neon Swimsuit, Space Rock, Sabotage, Slurm Lord, Power of Love, Juicy Tree, Critterless, Mule Beer, Squishy, Campaign.
Distributors caught on. An underdog from a small town in northern Michigan taking on multinational beer companies.
So you picked a fight with some pretty big competitors. I feel like they had machine guns and you're there with a water gun, with one hand tied behind your back while you're riding a unicycle. How did you do it?
Well, I decided to jump in with both feet. I owe these people who really believe in me at least to pay them back. So first and foremost, I wanted to honor that. Quitting was not on the table. Failing was not on the table.
The only thing left on the table? Zany brews and hope that these hops will keep bringing in a profit.
One approach that you do, which really speaks to my heart, is that when other people are going in a certain direction, that's the obvious traditional route, you choose the opposite.
You keep true to your vision, like disrupt the space, beer liberation, teach people how amazing beer is, how transformative beer can be, how important a beer company can be in your community, and just ride that wave as long and as hard as you can.
Milk sugar makes the cream, then we mash it up with caffeine.
The story of Shorts Brewing is still unfolding, still growing. The buzz isn't likely to wear out anytime soon. This creative troublemaker's journey is steeped in something bigger than just his beer. It's a love of an industry he feels honored to be a part of.
The history, for one, how it helped, you know, shape us as a humanity, as a country. The art form, so if you think about like water, malt, yeast, and hops as a blank canvas, like the infinite world of flavors.
So look for Joe Short to shake things up in the beer business even more. He's not stopping to sip his success just yet. More work, more bizarre brews are coming down the pipeline soon.
I'm Joe Short, reporting live from Shorts Brewing Company production facility, Elk Rapids, Michigan, saying, life is shorts, drink it while you're here.